Hi, welcome back to the Georgian White Poppy, and I'm showing you here my breakfast room. This is the end of my kitchen countertop, and normally people would put a table here, but I don't. I use my dining room table now, which we really enjoy using the dining room table, so I'm going to tell you all about this today, but I'm going to swing around and walk backwards and show you. As I'm walking backwards, I'm walking toward my front door. And basically, when you walk in my front door, this is the view you get from the front of the house. Anyway, let's have a little chat about this. You've seen this if you've seen part 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Halloween area. The reason I made this little section is my grandfather in England was an undertaker. His name was Tom Ferguson. So this has more meaning to it than you could even imagine. Actually, a few years ago, I made the sign T. Ferguson, and I never used it. I just didn't have any imagination yet for what I was going to use. So now I have old boots and a top hat, this fantastic collapsible top hat, well worn, absolutely love it. It would be so wonderful for Christmas as well. I've only been into vintage a few years and no one would even believe that. I mean, I did get a vintage clock years ago. I have vintage pieces from my grandparents, but it's only a few years that I've really been into vintage. So basically, my great-grandfather, I'm guessing he was an entrepreneur, and he had 3 sons. One was an undertaker, one was a woodworker, and one had a furniture store, and he basically told everybody what to do, where to go. And my grandfather did both. First, he was an undertaker, and sometimes he was in the woodworking shop making coffins. So when I moved to England in the late 80s, my grandfather had a little shop on the corner left that was empty, and she opened it with the Georgian shop and the original name, and that's where I get my name from. Well, my mom loved poppies and I love white. That's how we got the Georgian White Poppy. So back in the 80s, she actually had, and 90s, she had a little shop in a town in England called the Georgian shop. So I just have gathered a few things, old spectacles that I thought were fun. This is actually my great-grandfather's clock on the opposite side of the family, my mother's father, and he was presented that from his work. But many of the books you'll see in my home came from my grandfather in England, and there's just so much history behind everything. If you see the keys here, a few years ago my dad said to me, "Oh, I have a few keys for you." And I said, "Oh, really?" Oh my goodness. When he handed me these keys, I couldn't believe it. Some of them are very tiny, and I did think originally to take the patina off, but I just couldn't help it. They're not stuck, they all move. It's so much deeper than even it looks. It's absolutely incredible, all the way to the large keys. So my grandfather had properties around town, and these would be the keys if he had to get into a rented property. And, you know, the undertaker shop, the woodworking shop, and the furniture shop. And that's how the scene came about, from my grandfather's name, Tom Ferguson. He would get a chuckle out of this. He always got a chuckle out of me. Always entertaining him. Well, I'm just going to do part 1, and then I'll come back again for another part. Thank you so much for following along. It's completely free to subscribe. I never knew that. I was always asking my teen kids, my older kids now, But do you have to pay for this? Every time with the whole subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and like, and it helps me out to let other people see me. So thank you so much for following along, and we will be back again.